Teen laughs after battering pedophile to death. Hey, y'all boys, I can't lie, bro. The beginning of that sounds fucking insane, but honestly, you're doing us a service. But you're not supposed to, I don't indulge in any violence, bro, but I hope the best for you, bro. I hope the best for you, but please don't kill nobody, y'all. Make sure like, comment, subscribe, y'all boys. Like it's damn. Let's get straight to the video. My fault.
It's the morning of August 20th, 2024, and at HMP Fossway, the world's most high-tech prison, located in Leicester, England, inmate 21-year-old Thierry Robinson has just exited his cell after being let out for the day. He's captured here on CCTV with a huge grin on his face, heading over to his neighbour, 18-year-old Ashiri Smith. After waiting for him momentarily, the pair walk down the block and head over to the other side, to a cell belonging to convicted paedophile Mahir Mohammed. When they re-emerge, there's no sign of Mahir. Now, one might take a look at this and think there's nothing wrong. However, ladies and gentlemen, something serious just went down in Mahir's cell. And if you hadn't guessed it by now, Thierry Robinson and Ashiri Smith had just murdered a paedophile. If you're wondering why HMP Fossway looks more like a hotel than a prison, well, that's because it's classified as Cat C. Prisons in the United Kingdom are ranked in categories, A being the most secure, home to some of the country's most dangerous people, all the way through to Category D, which is essentially a big home that prisoners have to live in, instead of going to their actual residence. In a Cat D prison, some of the inmates are allowed to leave to go to work or study, and then return. If they prove that they can do that over a period, they're even allowed to spend multiple days out of the prison and stay overnight at an approved address, say with a girlfriend for example. HMP Fossway isn't quite that. Again, it's a Cat C resettlement prison. In other words, it's a highly secured facility that's designed to prepare inmates for reintegration into society without leaving. It offers certain amenities such as access to a gym facility, five-a-side football pitches, a music studio, computers within the cell, and even offers educational workshops in various sectors.
Yo, what the fuck? These niggas living in Sweet Town, buddy. What the fuck? The hell? These niggas living better than homeless people, gang. These niggas supposed to live worse than motherfucking niggas that scrape the motherfucking ground. Bruh, fuck no.
So yeah, that's why some of you may think it looks like a hotel. I mean, to be fair,
Shit, I thought it was.
Be by yourself in thinking that way, because when it first opened back in 2023, the prison made headlines for exactly that. Online critics compared it to a luxury hotel. They said, at the bare minimum, it was better than student accommodation. Over the past couple of years, HMP Fossway has gone viral for both positive and negative reasons. On the one hand, you had YouTuber Mr. Who's the Boss dub it the world's highest tech prison, while on the other hand, you had inmates within the prison filming TikTok videos complaining that sex offenders were being put on certain wings where they'd be able to see women and children who were visiting the facility.
This is HMP Fossway. We're on E block at the minute, and we're looking over to F block and the car park. Now, the jail wants to put the nonces on E and F wing, so when people's visitors and children come to visit people, they can see the car park and they'll be stood at the windows doing nasty things to the people's visitors. We want to protest about this. And the visits go straight in where you can see now. It's not good because, like I say, this E and F block look over the car park and we don't want them our kids. It's not fair. They should not get this block and where they can see public human people coming in.
Exactly.
It's an outrage, and it needs a petition that it wants moving down to. They can have A and B block.
This nigga complaining while he in jail.
People's families that come into the jail, we need to get them to petition as well and protest against them because.
Right, shut your ass up.
Nonce Palace from the fence. These nonces cannot come to the fence.
Oh, no,
One of the sex offenders who was mixed in with the inmates was 31-year-old Mahir Mohammed. His image bizarrely hasn't been published, and there's only a small section in the news as to why he even ended up in HMP Fossway to begin with. Mr. Mohammed had been jailed for an online conversation with a girl whom he thought was in her early teens. The girl was a decoy set up to snare paedophiles. The vigilante group behind the snare reported him to the police, and he ended up being jailed at HMP Fossway. For that conviction, he was handed a 35-week prison sentence and was due to be released on
35
August
weeks?
21st, 2024. So yeah, Mahir had been caught by an online sting group and had landed himself in jail. We don't know what his time was like in the jail for the most part, but according to a report, his life had been made a literal living hell in the few weeks leading up to his release. This would have been around the time he crossed paths with his killers, Ashiri and Thierry. Those two, by the way, are infamous in their own right. Yes, this story takes a whole other turn when we come to find out that one of them is a relatively famous and successful UK drill rapper, and the other made national headlines for being extremely brazen with a firearm. Thierry, known by his alias Trills, has been making music for some years. His videos have racked up millions of views. However, he wasn't just a rapper, he was also a drug dealer, and that's how he ended up in HMP Fossway for 5.5 years. It was the circumstances surrounding
Yo, this shit looks fucking ridiculous. I bet you these niggas is rapping Unconscious Party. Hey, I popped him and I stopped him. We stabbed him, we shank him. Like, bro, I don't know, bro. This shit just look ridiculous, man. What that nigga say, bro? What that one nigga say in the video? That shit sounds fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know, bro. UK drill. I don't know. I'm not even hating on y'all niggas, bro, but it's just like, I stopped him, I shank him, and I stopped him. Like, I don't know, this shit just sound ridiculous, bro. Sorry, man.
Ashiri's arrest back in late 2023 that made news outlets from across the country pick up on his story. He had videoed himself dancing with a loaded gun. For that, he was jailed for 3.5 years in April of 2024. HMP Fossway was where he was going to call home while serving his sentence.
What am I looking at? Make a loud ass entrance.
Appears to be a Walther self-loading pistol made in Germany. Appears to be a 9mm with a 19-round capacity.
Once Mahir had crossed paths with the pair, they subjected him to weeks of verbal taunts and physical attacks due to the nature of his offending. On August 19th, 2024, just 2 days...
Wait, hold up. Hold up. Why the fuck this nigga got a robe on? Do this nigga got Huaraches on, Nike socks, a do-rag? Man, this nigga look well groomed. What the fuck? Yo, this nigga look well groomed. What the fuck? Nigga, you supposed to be looking like motherfucking your balls think just about to look at your face. Ugly ass nigga. You supposed to be looking like that. Come on.
With the pair, they subjected him to weeks of verbal taunts and physical attacks due to the nature of his offending. On August 19th, 2024, just 2 days before he was due to be released, Ashiri had visited Mahir's cell on 12 different occasions. While there, he verbally insulted him and physically assaulted him. Towards the end of the day, Mahir threw a kettle filled with boiling water through the gap of his cell door, which hit both Ashiri and Thierry. It was a revenge attack. This had been the first time he retaliated. Given the fact he was due to be released on the 21st, he probably thought he'd have been alright for a day. However, according to a report, as the hours went on, he asked to be moved to a different part of the prison as he feared for his life. Reality set in. That move wasn't granted, and well, you know what went down the following morning. At around 7:45 AM on August 20th, 2024, Mahir Mohammed had been found unresponsive in his cell by a female prison officer. He had been repeatedly punched, kicked, and stamped over the course of around 37 seconds. Thierry and Ashiri couldn't appear weak after the kettle attack. It marked Mahir for death. His prediction was correct. He would officially be pronounced dead by paramedics around an hour after the attack. His eventual cause of death was a bleed to the brain. The investigation was swift, the pair were banged to rights, and eventually they were charged with murder. They surprisingly denied the charges that were placed against them and went on trial in the spring of 2025.
Man, nigga, you niggas is grilled cheese. But bro, the fact that it was a pedophile, bro, I don't like that you killed him. I like that you taught him a lesson, but maybe not killed him, because you still gotta remember, this is your life. Like, yeah, you're doing it for other people, which, you know, bro, I give you all applaud and everything, but bro, now you can't, like, live your life because you did something, yeah, like, you feel me? But, honestly, bro, I'm surprised that, like, people just do this, to be honest.
In the end, Ashiri was found guilty of murder and was sentenced to life imprisonment with a
Exactly.
minimum term of 17.5 years, whilst Thierry Robinson was found not guilty of murder but was found guilty of manslaughter and received an 11-year prison sentence.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's,
So,
yeah.
some of you may be sitting there asking yourself, how did a convicted paedophile end up on the same wing as normal inmates? And well, simply put, HMP Fossway, like many other prisons in the United Kingdom, are throwing all inmates in together because we have a prison overcrowding crisis. No, like, literally, within 19 months of HMP Fossway being built, it was 98% full. Both the Conservative
Jesus.
and Labour governments have tried to get a grip of the situation, but nothing's really worked. Yes, more prisons are being built, but that takes years, and with a prison population on the rise, it means they just can't keep up. They've got other measures in place as well, like releasing some inmates early. That includes violent sex offenders, by the way, but to no...
Man, honestly, bro, just stop arresting niggas that's, like, doing, like, minor shit, maybe jaywalking and shit. Let them niggas go. Just build hella jails, because, like, I mean, shit, y'all niggas already fucking overcrowding, like, shit. I didn't even know it was like that. You niggas building luxury suites for these niggas and shit. Like, bro, if you don't just motherfucking... Man, nigga, make an underground motherfucking railroad, nigga. And then just motherfucking... I don't even know what you go do. To be honest, I'm just talking.
Surprised
I
some
don't know.
people just can't be fixed and they end up back in jail a short while later. We've all seen the headlines recently. This further adds to the problem. Regarding sex offenders, Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood announced that the government plans to introduce chemical castration in 20 prisons across England and Wales to help potentially alleviate this problem. According to reports, inmates within these 20 prisons will be asked first to volunteer. It will be a pathway to release. If all goes well and successful, they then plan to roll it out as a mandatory sentence to again help reduce the prison population. So, how does the British government take control of this situation then? If you have any suggestions, I'd like to know what you guys think in the comment section below, because every time I see them offer a solution, another problem always seems to emerge. For example, chemical castration is one thing, but what's the solution for other violent offenders? Because we can't let them out of jail early. That's actually what's going on at the moment.
Exactly.
But again, let me know what you guys think. How would you tackle this problem if you was in the government?
Honestly, bro, spam hella jails, bro. You can't make luxury suites for these bitches. They in jail for a reason, bro. And honestly, bro, make a jail that's separating sex offenders and other people, because I can't lie, because sex offenders really get targeted. Like, yeah, people in jail for murdering, but that's just murder. Sexual assault and, like, R-wording and all that, bro. People genuinely, like, hate people like that. Like, even though they might have just murdered somebody, that's completely different from doing something against someone's will. You feel me? Like, you doing something, like somebody, you know, caught a body in the gang because they shot their mans or whatever. Shit, whatever it is. But what you did something to your daughter. You did something to your niece. You did something to somebody else against their will. Especially if they're at a young age. That's completely different. People want people like that taken out this world. So what you gonna do is make a different jail for all those people, bro. Don't have them in the jail because they will kill them. I can't lie. But hey, that's it for the video, y'all boys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hey, Swearello 2 times. We out of here. Deuces.